Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome back to PSA TV. This is Eye on Labor segment. What you have just seen there was one of our Inside documentary we did with Alicia Batiste. This was in Laramine. So this morning we have via telephone Miss Onika Ramlal. Good morning, Onika.
Good morning, dear.
Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm fine.
So we're live here via the telephone with an interview with you where, we have our viewers and listeners who's tuned in this morning to hear your side to your story, life growing up and the struggles you've been going through. So you want to just give us a little brief about who's Onika?
Well, I'm just a simple person. I came from a really poor background, whereas my mother and father, they didn't have a proper job. My father, he was on the hustling side. It was like a PJ there, a PJ here. Mm-hmm. Anything is anything, until eventually he started selling marijuana. There would be days drug dealers would come at our door with gun and cutlass for money. Mm-hmm. Eventually, my big brother, he started working. So at the end of the week, his money used to go to the drug dealer, just to have them to go away. Well, when his bill got so high, he left us to live in the Arrow, and my mom was left with the weight on her shoulder. Well, I'm the only one that had finished secondary school. I went Pleasantville Junior and Senior Secondary. Mm-hmm. My other siblings, they dropped out of school to work and help my mom. Within a 12-year period, one of my brother, Ricardo, mm-hmm. he died from lupus in 2006. And you wouldn't believe how this crushed our family, especially my mother, because she was the stronghold of the family. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 12 years after, which was in December, I lost another brother, Ronaldo, to TB. So it has always been a really hard, sad struggle for us. But I always had this dream of writing a little book or a biography about my life. Mm-hmm. I started to write one, but it was too sad. I never finished it. But then my stepfather decided, he said, well, why don't we create a page where you could write your thoughts down? He had an idea that maybe I was really depressed. And this page really helped me to put my thoughts, put my feelings, whether it's sadness, happiness, to paper. And this helped me with my depression.
Onika, in terms of finding a job, though, what are the struggles you encountered? What is your situation now as well?
Well, when I had my first daughter at around age 19, mm-hmm. I started working when she had 3 months. I was sheltered. Even though we were poor, I grew up in a sheltered way. I didn't have an idea, how people would treat me when I go out there to work. Mm-hmm. So they would, puff me up. They would embarrass me in front of customers. They would underpay me. And as I don't like you and I don't like the way you treat me, I would leave. If I last 3 months, it would have been plenty. After a while, I settled down. I tried to get my mind to settle. You see what? I'm not going to sit and, live in this kind of poverty. I want to make a better tomorrow for my kids. Mm-hmm. So eventually I got to work in a saloon. It wasn't permanent, but it helped. And if today I couldn't buy KFC or ice cream for my kids, I would tell myself, well, tomorrow I can afford this. I don't want them to want things and they can't have it because my mother can't stand a little buff on work. She can't stand her ground. She can't be a woman. She can't be strong to provide for us. Mm-hmm. So I started to see it as another plate of food on the table.
Onika, are your kids in school? Are they currently in school?
Yes, my daughter is 13. She passed for Laramine Secondary. Mm-hmm. They had some electrical problems, and she was home for like 3-4 months. I was really, I couldn't sit and let her be home. I decided to put her in St. Kevin's. So it's a private school. It's a paid school. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard, but at the end of the day, I get I get through this because of my positive thinking, you know. I'm not going to let these things keep me down.
How many jobs have you applied for since?
I probably work about 20-something places in my life, to be real. Now I'm doing geriatric nursing because I did a geriatric course with Women in Harmony. A customer offered me a job to take care of her mom while I was at the salon. And I've been doing that over 2 years now.
2 years now. You have written a book, Deep Sound in the Mind. Can you just explain the meaning behind the book for us?
Okay, I decided to name this book called Deep Sound in the Mind. I get these thoughts from deep within far places in my mind, and I just write them down. There would be days or months I wouldn't write anything. And emotions, you know, problems, that the happenings of my life would bring out these thoughts, and I write them down. And I feel some sort of comfort in writing these things down. And you know, sometimes there's someone out there who going through these same things and they could comprehend and adhere to what I'm writing. Some people would message me and say, you know, this is so true. You know, like there's a page where I talk about if you grow up in poverty, this doesn't mean you have to live in poverty. You know, everybody should walk their own footsteps. You know, pursue their own dreams. Use tomorrow as, you know, a new beginning, a new page. You know, that you could write things down to get it done. Use tomorrow to get it done in your life. Not you didn't get through today, or I don't have a work today, or I don't have a plate of food today. But tomorrow is a brighter day. You don't know what's coming tomorrow.
Onika, have you ever gotten any sort of support from the government?
No.
Have you reached out to them, any of the government entities, in terms of social welfare and also HDC housing?
I applied for the food card. They give it in like a check, but you don't get it regular. I'll maybe get it 1 month, and then a few months I don't get none. I haven't gotten any in like 4 or 5 months. So I kind of get accustomed to not getting it.
Okay, so do you have to call constantly in order for them to remember that I'm here?
I go in and I tell them, well, I'm not getting it and whatnot. And they say, well, they don't have a social worker for this area right now. They said, well, you know, bring in a police report because it seems like the mail is going missing. However, I dropped in all that like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and no reply, no phone call, anything.
How is your mom?
Well, my mom, she lives up Miaro. She's with someone else now. And, well, you can imagine the loss of her other child, how this would have crushed her.
Yeah.
I try to be, you know, a positive vibes for her. You know, I talk, and she talks about him every day. I told her, well, you know, this is life. And even she explained this to me some years ago when I used to wake up like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, crying in tears and asking my mother, you know, why we should live, you know, knowing that someday we're going to die and we're going to lose our family. You know, why you bring me into this world? She said, well, you know, you're just a child right now, and this is the way it's supposed to do. That's why we have to live our life to the fullest, you know, because at the end of the day, we can't take anything with us.
How many jobs are you currently holding now, right now?
Well, I'm working part-time in a salon. I'm doing the geriatric work, and I'm finishing up an electrical course with YTEP.
Onika, do you have any dreams that you wish you can fulfill?
Well, my only dream right now is to have this book published and to have a proper home that I could call home for my kids. Something that I never had when I was small, because we was always renting or squatting or something, always moving around. Nothing was ever our own. You know, just to have a home and to be able to actually provide without running out of, you know, sugar or rice or unpaid bills. Just to live, to survive in this hard world.
Onika, is there any words of encouragement you will give to persons who have been brought through the poverty life, which you have, and you have transitioned a little bit. You have put your life in a book. You made a
Yes, this even this to someone would be, maybe it's nothing, it's just she writing a book. But this was a dream for me. Even going to school in secondary, I used to question the literature teacher, Miss, how do you go about writing a book or a biography? So this is a dream come true, not for fame or money or anything, but just to having fulfill something that I've started. And I think people should stop, live on one spot and, should take the step forward. There's so much thing out there to, really make yourself somebody. Don't sit and wait on your husband to go and work to bring money for you. Or, there are ways out there, and I'm available to talk to anyone. I like talking to people, I like giving advice about ways to make money, about depression. I just want people to see tomorrow as another day, a new page that they could have something positive in their life too. They could have their dreams come true if they just believe in it. Just like how I believe in myself, and look, I'm getting it done.
So have you completed the book as yet? And where
it's almost completed.
Okay. You want to just tell us, take us down a little memory lane in terms of when you were at that stage looking for a job. What was some of the issues and stuff you had to encounter?
I remember working in a food place. It was really slow, and I had to stand up and fans fly from coming over the food. And there were days the owner I would be cashing. I would learn to cash, and I would be the cashier. And he would come and say, well, Onika, I'm missing $800 and something. I would say, well, sir, you didn't even make $800 and something. How could you be missing it? And then you have like 4 or 5 people cashing. And all these things, would bother me. I wouldn't want to work in a place where someone think I'm thieving. There was this other place I worked. I wouldn't mention the name of the place, but it was a toy store. There was the manager, and she came up to me and she was giving me a lot of stuff to do. And then the nephew of the boss came, and he come like he's higher than her. So he would tell me, well, go and do this stuff here. And she already gave me something to do. So she came up to me and she was like, Onika, didn't I tell you so-and-so, so-and-so? I was like, Ma'am, please, you and Mr. So-and-so come together and figure out who is the manager of this store so I would know what to do and who to do it for. And she was really loud. I feel so ashamed and embarrassed. I told her, could I get my pay, please? I would like to leave now. She said, well, you can't get no pay. Payment is on Saturday. I almost cried. And my big brother was working in the mall as well. So I told him, and he came and talked to her. And she started to deduct money for lunch and all kind of things. So I went home with maybe nothing, just some change.
So where you're currently working now, could you live on that salary you're currently receiving?
No, not really. But as I say, I get by and I just make things work with whatever I have.
Onika, what message you can give to the public? I know you said that you're pressing on time for work as well. And I did want to just take a short time to interview you this morning. Any message to persons out there?
I would say if the guy from on High Street who was selling popcorn could change his life around and make himself somebody. And me, Onika, a girl who grew up on sweet roti and maybe yam and oil, maybe can't remember all the other menus, who grew up with a flambeau, not a fan. We used to be killing Jep while we sleeping. No electricity. Could make themselves into somebody, could work. 3 to 4 work just to get by. Anybody can do it.
I want to thank you so much, and I also want to thank Dave Rodriguez from TNT Hardcore News for connecting us together so you can, voice your concerns and stuff for persons to hear, what you have encountered in growing up. So I want to thank you.
Yes, I would like to thank Dave Rodriguez as well. He's such a lovely person. Yes, and God will keep blessing him each and every day.
Yes, and I will keep in contact with you, Onika, after the program. I will liaise with you after. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Do enjoy it.
So that was Onika Ramlal from La Romaine. She wrote a book, and in this book she stated, she went very deep into this book, Deep in Sound in the Mind, where she spoke about growing up as a child. So her book is not completed, but when it is, she will send us a copy here at PSA TV and let us know where you can purchase her book. So that brings us to the end of our show here at PSA TV, which is the Eye on Labor segment. I want to thank all the viewers and listeners for tuning in this morning. I want to thank Mr. Wayne Chance, Lennox Roberts as well this morning, and all of us here at PSA. So we're going to toss the news, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow morning. I'm Avalon Williams. Have a good day.